Random people. The Desert Artist here. I'm here with my longtime friend Leroy.
Hey guys.
Leroy has, I guess you can say that we have been a major influence in each other's lives.
Physically serious,
right, you have a balance in your life. You have a positive and a negative flow in your life, right? Well, Leroy's the negative part, and I'm the positive guy. So together we have a life force within ourselves. We can all die tomorrow. We can all die in a car accident, and we can get shot at a mine because a miner is scared you're going to take his gold. Okay, well, all you just wanted to do was just see what he was doing, right? You never know how crazy people are out there because, well, we've got one in charge. Meh, what can you do about that, right?
People are exactly how they've always
So, there you go. It always goes political, right? So, I just wanted to kind of have a video of the who, what, where, when, why, and how Leroy and I met and became friends, and all the escapades that we have
2014
that we have had together. Because there's been a
terrible.
Let's see.
There's been a few things that we've had happen, right?
I want to say it was August or September of '95.
August or September of '95. That would have been 2 years after I got out of the military. I think it's probably when we met. I'm gonna guess. I may not know correctly.
I was in there putting in an application for Burger King. You was helping finish building it. Burger King and Mobile over in Forsyth.
Did I have a hand in building that?
Yes, you did. Well, that's when.
Was that when Roy? I working with Roy?
That's when I met you. You came in and talked to John. While I was talking to John about getting a job, he introduced us, and I went to work the next day with you. We finished putting the polishes on it, and we opened up.
Well, I don't remember any of that stuff.
2 weeks into the job, I got invited to your house for Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Wrestling. I think it was WWE back, or not WWE, WCW. Sting was the man.
Oh yeah.
Entered NWO and all that crap with the Wolfpack and everything.
Right.
That's when I met Miss Julie. Yeah, and I don't know. Physically saved my life. Twice.
Tell us about that, Leroy. When was the first time that I physically or mentally saved your life?
August or September, '95, when we met.
Oh.
That totally flipped my life around. I mean, I had just been out of the military, in a bad place, and everything happens for a reason. I firmly believe everything happens for a reason. And the day we shook hands, and I seen your hair down the middle of your fucking back, man, it was just fucking cool.
That was probably that video that I have that I posted on Facebook with. I didn't have the snake hide sewn. No, that was way later. That was 2009.
That was.
This was before I even did leather stuff.
Yeah. See, because we talked. You talked to me about where you came from up in Washington, Concanelli, and the freaking rope swing and the Upper Lake, it was Upper Lake, right?
Yeah.
And it was just. And finally, I don't know, '99. No, it was 2000. The year 2000, I finally was tired of all the bads, the drugs and everything that I was doing in the bad place I was in my life. And I agreed to go up there, and your mom agreed to take me. Kathy, God, I love that woman. And she helped me.
Got a CNA degree, right?
Yep. Learn how to take care of folks and actually be compassionate.
It's a skill.
Kind of hard to tell nowadays, but
It's it's a hard skill to learn. It adds compassion is empathy. Remember we were talking empathy before? We had a discussion about empathy and how feeling how other people are feeling. And compassion is along those same lines. And I think in order to grow further in life, we need to be able to understand where we fail, and where I fail is compassion. I'm not a compassionate guy. I'm kind of a cockbag, and well, it shows.
You're Todd.
So, that's right. I'm a hot bag of Todd. So anyway, so it was. Let's see. That puts us.
And then I turned 30, and I swore I'd never live to see 30 the way I was living. And my baby girl come about, and that's what I've been doing pretty much past 20 years.
21.
Yeah.
21 years. She's 21 years old.
A little baby
So-
girl of her own.
My influence on Leroy led him to Washington State, where I grew up, Concanelli, Washington. And there's a lot of interesting things in Concanelli that can drive you to different realms, right? We have the realms of reflection, we have the realms of looking ahead, and then we have the realm of the present life in which we are. Leroy's present life led him to a state where he had a child, and now recently turned 21 years old.
And that state's where you physically saved my life the second time.
And the state where I physically saved his life the second time. Tell us about that, Leroy. Tell us about how I smuggled a woman across the United States for you. Yeah, it's true.
It is. Okay, so her name's Annette. She inevitably, I guess, is my ex-sister-in-law. And my wife didn't like it. When she told me she wanted a divorce, I was like, well, do you know where your sister is? No. But, I don't know, after 20-some years, she finally got a hold of me. And she said she was in a bad relationship and everything, and she wanted out. So, Todd being Todd.
I'm a lifesaver. I'm a U.S. Coast Guard veteran. I save lives.
Yep.
That's what I do.
He stopped by where she worked, and she told me that she was, wasn't sure whether she was going to go or not until the day he walked in. And she said as soon as she seen him when he walked in, she knew she was going to go, and she left. And because they stopped at the place that she was working to get gas and everything, I guess her husband tracked her down, had her arrested up in Washington, and freaking had her shipped back down to California.
To a mental hospital, right?
I believe so.
Crazy.
After apparently they had her in one beforehand too.
So she was kind of unstable, probably because of the abusive relationship she was in. Well, we don't know whether it was
I could
abusive
only
or not. We can't
speculate.
make any conclusions.
Yeah, I wasn't
Right.
there. I don't know. She reached
But
out.
why I was abusive to my ex-wife. It's something I don't like to claim, but I was emotionally abusive to my ex-wife for probably our entire marriage of 14 years, and I didn't realize it. I didn't know I was a cockbag in charge, and I was, and I burned the bridge that I marched in on, and I ended up paying for it. But now, because God entered my life, everything happens for a reason. And it changed me from a man who didn't believe in Jesus and who didn't believe in God. I was an atheist. But to look at this can of beer and go, wow, it was just a can of beer, right? No, it's a creation of God, because you and I and all of our societal, communal intellect and intelligence helped us make this beer. Yep. And I infused it with Green Dragon that I made myself. If you don't know what Green Dragon is, you might want to look it up on the internet. I don't want to talk about it now because I'll get demonetized, because I might even get demonetized because I have a beer in my hand. So, back to the story.
So this
we
lady-
were in Washington.
This lady came up to get out of the relationship, and while she was there, we went on a hike.
On a hike.
Salmon Falls.
Salmon Falls.
Wasn't
Yeah.
And a bunch of little pea gravel and stuff, and she's like, well, I'm wearing...
Pea gravel and pine needles. I was there, I watched the whole thing. He's going to give his perspective, then I'm going to give mine.
And she was wearing flip-flops.
Yep.
And she even said, well, I shouldn't be going hiking because I'm not, wearing the right shoes. Me being me, it'll be okay. I'm just running around barefooted. We was going...
Leroy was barefoot.
I think going down a trail could have been.
We were?
We slipped.
It was a trail.
She slipped. I slipped trying to stop her from slipping down this ravine to the edge of the cliff.
The sharp rocks below. Yeah.
Pretty much at the top of the falls.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop her. We weren't stopping, and here's Todd. Whoo! Arm spread, feet spread. Choom! Hit, slid, grab. And said something about, stop, calm down. And we start slowing down, and there was like, pretty much at the edge of the cliff, there was, I don't know, probably a 2-inch, maybe, little sapling that caught my foot, and that's where we stopped. And we ended up climbing up and getting out. It was hair-raising, per se, experience.
Morning. Oil change.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Didn't realize you folks delivered. That's service. That's service with a smile.
O'Reilly delivers. What?
I don't know. My nephew works there.
Okay, never mind. Belay my last.
But I think I have to do an oil change on my car now. So yeah, that would be the second time you saved our lives.
My recollection was we were going down the hillside, and I knew that we were going around a corner because it was just over the lip of another tree, had a root that went across, and it was like a step down, and below that step down was some pea gravel, and then there were pine needles along beside that. As I came over that, I noticed it, and I go, that looks pretty dangerous. I'm going to hang out and make sure that they make it across. Now, I had only went across from, I'm going to say maybe 10 feet that I was there, but my foot was down back, and I was crouched on a rock, and when I jumped, and it was 10 feet up, and I noticed that she didn't quite step correctly off of the root,
Huh?
and
That's fine.
All right.
Love you too.
thank you.
Of course, of course.
Sorry.
4.
That's okay.
I just started with,
Oh.
hey,
Hey, man.
Break time.
pause.
Pause. Look, I got pause. Ah.
Love you.
Michael,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for those britches.
Britches.
Those tight britches you was wearing at work that day. You said you was gonna let me have it. I said it looked better on me than you.
The light brown breeches?
Yeah, no, they're just regular.
Is that the light brown breeches?
No. It's like a pair of Levi's or something.
No, but he's Michael.
Oh, yes.
Romeo and the light brown
yes,
breeches.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Nice brown breeches.
Yeah, I'm
Yes. Connected them together.
yeah, my dots are a little fuzzy after a
Yes,
while.
that is brown breeches.
Yeah, Romeo and the light brown breeches. So, okay.
Unpause.
Unpause. Now we are, okay, so.
He was crouched down.
I wasn't crouched down, I was just standing ready, right? So I'm standing, I have my foot on a rock.
The sea legs.
And I'm looking up and she kind of steps off and steps, maybe she was scared to, I don't know, but she stepped off and went off fine, and then with the second foot she started slipping. And then it was like she had to pivot the body and start going, she already started at an angle forward. So that pushed her back at a different angle and slid back. Leroy jumps off of the thing and grabs her as she's sliding off, but you were barefoot?
Uh-huh.
So Leroy, I didn't know this. So Leroy was barefoot and went, I'm guessing if he went ahead of her, he went straight over the root and landed straight on probably pine needles on top of gravel, because it was right at the edge of the cliff. So any wind would have blown off any pine needles. But so I saw Leroy jump ahead, and as soon as I saw him start to slide, I knew that there was stuff going down that didn't need to progress much further. So I went ahead and I leaned forward, and now where Leroy was at, there was a small sapling, not the one that he was talking about, but there was one that come off the root in which they stepped off of. The root came down because it was bare, and it came right from the tree, and that's what held the gravel right there. Now the sapling came off of the root and was sticking up right there, and it was only about 2 feet tall. As I jumped forward, I grabbed that root with the hook of my foot. And because at this point, Leroy was down, he was well at the point of, there was no getting any traction other than him finding a sapling, which is the grace of God. So and as soon as I was able to reach, I don't know if I grabbed the root or if I grabbed the sapling, but I lurched forward with that and I hooked my foot on there as I jumped forward. I grabbed her foot and I grabbed his arm, and she was screaming bloody murder, okay? Like she was gonna die. And I put on my Coast Guard face and I told her, shh. Relax. You're fine. Don't stop struggling. Shh. Relax. I have you, right? So, as she realized, it took her, I don't know, probably 10-15 seconds to realize that I was there and she wasn't sliding anymore. Leroy was behind her. He had me, and Leroy climbed up my body. So Leroy climbed up my body, reached down over my body and grabbed her and helped her up, and then I just flipped over and we got up and out, and I think we continued the rest of the tour. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did.
We did continue the rest of the tour all the way down to the base of the fall. Did we go all the way down to the base? Okay, because there's 2 steps to it. So we went down to the pond, probably down at the base, and then there was another one that went down around like a big tree stump that's been there for
Like
decades.
forever. So
Yeah,
that's when we realized
how big it was. It's huge.
the fall would have been.
If you want to take a look at the video of the fall where I did it with Brian and Dana, it's right up here in the link I provide right here. And it is in 2 parts because, well,
It's an
it's a long way, right? I mean, it's 2 15-minute segments. That was all I was allowed at the time on YouTube, was a 15-minute upload because I was a nobody. And, well, I'm still a nobody, so
If you're ever around Concanelli, take a trip up to Salmon Falls.
if you're ever in Concanelli, Washington, you make sure you ask any local where Salmon Falls is located. If you go around the lower lake and you continue all the way into where the pavement ends, and you will see a road that goes up to the left and goes up to the hill, and one that breaks off to the right. And at there, the pavement ends. You take the road that goes to the right and continues along, and I think it's about a mile, and you'll see a road that kind of leans off to the left, and there's little divots that as you go down, because the water flow, when it rains in Washington, right? So, well, the water flow is directed off the road, so you get little, well, it looks like speed bumps, but it'll go down and around, and you'll be able to go around a tree and turn around. Now, there's not much area there, so if there's other people there, you may have to finagle away to park or something. But if you go down there, it's wonderful camping.
Be
You
good
can hike.
to the people you encounter.
Yeah, be careful of the people you encounter. There's crazy people out there. There's one in charge who whispers. So, here we are. We have now expanded our knowledge into where I and Leroy have came to a fruition of life direction, right? I saved his life and he's alive because of me. It's not something I relish. It's not something I'd slather all over his sandwich. It's just a fact that you had an impact on somebody in the same way that one of my YouTube comments from my YouTube channel from a lady named Carol. She was on her deathbed. And she was thinking of people to thank for people who had an impact on her life because of the way that I dealt with toxic relationships and animals. And
you was one of them.
And I was one of the people she decided to thank from her boyfriend's account. As she was lying in a hospital bed, I don't know whether she's alive or whether she's dead. All I know is it's her comment lives within my heart, and it drives me each and every day to do what I can that makes people better. Because I, myself, I'm a sinner. And only through the power of Jesus Christ can I overcome that sin and become a better man each and every day by knowing that I sinned and knowing that I can overcome and I cannot sin again, even though I do it each and every day. But each and every day we become better. Each and every day we become a page in the history that we write in our book of life. It's nothing more than a book of strife, because it's nothing but the reaction of energy of positive and negative, and here we exist in a flux of positive and negative energy, of ionic exchange between electrons and positrons and neutrons and all that stuff, and here we are in elements in a big body bag that I personally call a cockpit. cockbag because we are each considered dicks by somebody, whether our name is Richard or not.
Big meat sack.
What's that?
Big meat sack.
Big meat sack. A big sack of wet mice.
Yeah.
That's what you are. What, we have 98% of our DNA in common with mice, right? And monkeys. Well, there you go. Mice and monkeys were nothing but a big sack of wet mice in a barrel of dead monkeys. Yeah. Okay. Yeehaw.
Thanks for having me.
I think we need more beer.
More beer.
More beer. And Green Dragon. What was it that brought you into music, Leroy? You've been in music for a long time.
My mama bought me my first guitar when I was 12, going on 13.
What drew her to make you
to give me a guitar?
To get you a guitar?
Okay, a friend of mine in school brought this cassette tape to school. Check out this band, man. And all I remember about besides loving the cassette, all I remember about the album or the cassette cover was there's 4 dudes on the front. 3 of them have black hair, 1 of them has white hair, and they all look like chicks.
White Snake.
End up being Motley Crue.
Oh, oh, Motley Crue. I remember.
Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil.
Didn't we have a Motley Crue episode? You and I at a casino where I puked all over the casino floor.
No, was that
White Snake?
No, that was a Skid Row concert.
Skid Row.
Yep.
Now I've only been to 3 concerts ever in my life. And one concert I did not attend was the Skid Row concert because, well, I had a shot of brandy.
That he wasn't involved in. Because he was had quite a few concerts. He was just involved in the recording of the production side of the concerts.
But are we talking about Skid Row?
No, we're talking about the concerts that we put on that you was at.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were actually concerts, whether you want to admit it or not. Out at the river on the 4th of July,
oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of those things.
The parade, the freaking our Carl's Jr.'s gig.
The parade, I forgot about the parade.
Yeah, you know when we got in trouble and disqualified because.
Is that on the laptop?
I don't know. I do know part of it that you was recording when you set the camera down to go underneath the trailer that we was on. You was trying to record it, but it wasn't recording.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
And that gig.
It would have been on the laptop.
It was. He has the laptop. I got the laptop. We got invited to that because of somebody in the town or something was at our first concert that we done is Making Noise.
Was that behind the truck stop?
Yes, on Halloween.
I think that's also on the laptop too.
Halloween. Oh, that would be.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so cool.
It's on the laptop.
Our first freaking concert.
Yeah, it's on the laptop. It's in there somewhere. Yeah.
We are gonna have to charge the laptop and set back up.
It can't be charged. It's got to be plugged in.
I rearranged my room. Plugged in. I rearranged my room and it's almost done. The milk crates. I love them.
Milk crates.
Milk crates. $500 a piece for everyone to get covered.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. Could you imagine?
Thousands of dollars, fine.
Yeah. The stage has even got a couple incorporated in it.
Whatever happened to Eddie, our drummer? Eddie was a cockbag that can be seen in a video right up here. And He was questionable.
This is what I know about Jolly Morgan.
Jolly Morgan.
The last time I seen him, he was supposed to be going in for a job interview. He was trying to get some rest, and he was talking in his sleep. And I made a comment, hey man, don't be saying stuff like that to me in your sleep. And he woke up. Just get me the out of here. So I went and dropped him off at McDonald's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, well, good luck with the job interview.
At McDonald's?
Well, no, I'm not sure where the job interview was.
Oh.
I think it was Subway or something like that.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, that's
Garbage job.
good job.
Speaking of garbage jobs,
job nonetheless, you know,
Leroy and I worked at a recycling center for, over a year because Social Security denied my disability from the military because I had worked there for over a year because the manager felt sorry for me because I'd been digging out of the garbage and living out of garbage cans for 3 years. He decided to give me a job. Well, oh great, now I got to deal with people. Well, no, I didn't have to deal with anybody. I just got to sit there, sort through garbage. There you go. Yeah, because I was raiding all the garbage. I was stripping it clean.
I came back from Washington in 2008 and staying with Todd for a minute and Wade, you know any place to tire it? And yeah, there's a recycling center. I didn't even know there was a recycling center in Portside. But I ended up going out there because Todd took me out there, put in an application, and I got hired. To be in the shop for me. It was fun. It was a dirty job.
Question.
It was like $7.25 an hour when they laid me off.
Yeah, do you still have your CDL?
No, I never did. I was just learning how to drive the trucks and everything and back up the roll-offs and everything.
But you know how to do it. And you can get one at any time.
The job?
A CDL.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can get a CDL.
As long as I can still smoke weed. I don't know if that's allowed or not.
That would probably be a...
See, that's why I never did, because my dad was trying to talk me into getting a CDL the whole time he was married to my mom.
Yeah.
Just stop smoking weed. I couldn't stop smoking weed. It helps me. Keeps me right.
And you know the funny thing is, the longer you smoke weed, the less of an effect it has on you. In other words, it's kind of like a maintenance.
Yep.
So, the more...
it for nothing now.
Yeah, that's right. You're pretty much just kind of, you can't get high after you've been smoking weed for a long time. It doesn't happen unless you stop for 3 days. If you stop for 3 days and you smoke again, you can but if you continue to do it day after day, it's a maintenance thing.
I did stop a couple of times in my life. 9-month stint in jail. I wasn't smoking weed, and after I got out of jail for like 3 years when I was on probation, and when I was on probation again 20 years later, I stopped smoking weed because I had to. I mean, he was just tired of me. I gave him 730 test. They had weed in it. Well, your levels aren't going down, Leroy. You got a choice, go to rehab or go to jail. I'll go to rehab, gotta talk to my boss. 45 days, 5 miles south of where we're sitting right now. Every day thinking, all I gotta do is walk to grandma's house. All I gotta do is walk to grandma's house. But I stayed there, done what I had to do, learned how to work it. And They never said what it was. They just said it works if you work it. So at the time, I learned to be a junkie with the job. And I got out of rehab, and that's when I got laid off by the company that bought our little hometown freaking garbage company from out west. Big conglomerate of some crud.
They used us to train their employees.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Oh, well, thanks for training our employees. You guys have a nice day." I mean, freak off.
Yeah.
That's a demonetization. That's a demonetization offense right there. Bang.
You know, I got paid beep. Leroy, give these guys a tour of the shop. Everything from underneath the belt to the top of
it. Introduce them to the chickens.
Yep, so that's what I done. Gave them an extensive tour. And the first thing in the morning, you have to clean underneath the belt.
Yep.
Clean underneath the belt.
Where the chickens hang.
Because garbage gets collected, chickens hang there,
bugs, all the
Good way to start a fire if you don't clean it out. So
spontaneous combustion.
Every morning we went down there and cleaned it out. First thing, the whole crew.
Went down
there, cleaned it up real quick, got online and freaking ran the day. And I showed these people all this, just to find out. I was showing them all this so they could buy the company
and fire us the next day.
And fire the whole crew.
After they told the owner that they weren't going to do it.
No, we're going to keep your crew on.
Yeah, we'll keep them on. They already know what everything is.
We're going to keep your crew on and let them run this place because they're doing such a great job doing it.
Yeah.
Hand over fist, we was making Gordon money.
Yeah.
I don't even know why he sold it. You know, if I'd have known he was selling it, I would have talked to other employees to see if we could get together and freaking buy it and
keep it. As a corporation,
as a freaking hometown freaking thing, you know, and just instead of the freaking out-of-towners, man. But just like everything else that come into our little town here, what happened? It just got shit on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry for cussing. I'm not sorry.
Beep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, now there's garbage is overflowing in town. It doesn't seem like they're ever dumping freaking recycle bins. There are spots from where the trucks stop and pick stuff up because they're leaking. They're not taking care of none of the equipment.
Yeah.
Because they don't care.
Yeah.
And the thing about it was the other company in Quartzsite that was fighting with our company got bought out by the same people, and their excuse for not hiring me back was CR&R said that if they reopened the recycling center, they would hire me back as the manager because everybody had dirty drug tests but me and my wife and Randall with 1L. Randall,
Information on Randall's suicide where he hung himself in my backyard can be seen right here.
And because we all gave clean drug tests when I got out of rehab. And the reason they didn't hire me back when the place reopened was because the other entity from down in Yuma trying to paint the desert red reopened the recycling center, not CR&R. They got to be able to, when CR&R bought both companies, they got to remain a separate entity from Palo Verde Valley Disposal. They just wanted to eat the disposal up, Palo Verde Valley Disposal up, because they were making more money. So they let them do their thing across Arizona, because CR&R, like, I guess stopped at the river or whatever, just in California. I don't know. But it's 2 days before Christmas.
State consequences of California.
And the other place reopened the recycling center, and they never cleaned underneath the belt, and it ended up catching fire.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
No way.
I didn't have nothing to do with it. I did not.
Holy crap!
Other than letting the people that they let run it know it's just supposed to clean underneath the belt. but they didn't. And what happened?
I'm sorry, that was just too funny to not.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yes, you. Come here. Come here.
No.
Well, get your. Come here.
Junior.
Linda, hang on a second. Junior, come here.
Yes, ma'am.
Son of a mother.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Hey, excuse me for a second. Hang on. Hang. Hey, I don't know how many times I gotta say leave. I do not want liquids on the piano.
That's the first time I've heard it.
See, that's who's.
I am. He was playing the piano with me.
Well, why are you out here and him in here if you're watching him? What's up, buddy? Oh, come on, man. Now get him and come here.
Man?
Yes, you. If you're watching him, get him in there. Just grab him and freaking come here.
Come on, man.
Oh my
There
God.
comes the door. Move forward. Move forward. Why are you scared?
Why is he scared? Because he smells pot. That's
Because
why.
he's fixing to get dropped on his freaking noggin. I so totally wouldn't. No, but accidents do happen.
That's true.
Come, Junior. Please, come here.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't even have to be quick. Just come here.
Come on.
Sit down right here. Sit down right here. This would be the ones doing the background music earlier. Junior and little second nephew,
Yeah, playing the piano.
Ashton. Yeah, it was our like theme music and stuff when we started recording.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys started. This is the one I said was going to be a musician right here. Hey, say hi. Hi. Ashton, right here, buddy. All right. Look at that.
What's that?
See the monkey in the middle?
See that right there? Look. Come on.
That's you.
Who's that?
That little dude right there. What?
Okay, you can get out of my seat now. I mean, I just wanted you to say hey. 'Cause you was doing the background.
Look at that. You see?
I should have just said that.
Right there. Woof.
Some people's children, man.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Right.
You just grabbed in the
Glad I ain't got no kids.
You
So
just grabbed in the first.
be able to blame myself for them.
That
No.
would be, this one would be Junior.
Yeah, no, me and I have.
Yeah, you Junior. It's my oldest boy. I'm proud of him. He's a handsome fella.
Yeah. Live a blessed life.
Too much like his father, but you know it is what it is.
Nah, I've evolved.
I said too much like your father.
He's evolved.
I just wish I had his hairline. That's correct. And all this down
Yeah.
here instead. Yep. Hey, whose cup is this?
Mine. How do you get it out of the way? It's a coffee, please.
Whatever, dude. And Linda. And Linda.
Yes.
And Linda.
Yes.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever you yourself.
I have more of those U-bolts if you need them.
How big?
About that size.
Yeah,
U-bolts.
Yeah, sorry.
Good.
Have you seen
Or
the
I want
swing?
one, but
No.
smoked one with
I haven't.
you.
I haven't.
Hey, behave.
No, I-
Me too.
I haven't seen any Afro engineering deal. All
Oh, there ain't no Afro engineering nothing. We built a swing.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
I haven't figured out how to get to go higher.
Why did you put him inside again? I thought
Because
you
I'm
were,
smoking a cigarette.
are you babysitting?
No.
Then who is watching?
Linda is right now.
No. Because if Linda is, that means I am. Because I'm in charge of Linda.
He's right
and
there out
I
the
don't
door.
do
Look, he's right there.
babies.
You're not. I am. He's right
Oh,
there
so
at the door.
you
This
are.
is why we don't have kids.
Then Linda's not watching. You are.
No, she is, because I see a black screen.
So Leroy's watching Linda's 6.
Yep.
All right.
Or
That I can handle.
yeah, we'll
All
go
right.
with that. It's more like she's
Okay.
watching my
Okay.
six.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Didn't mean to question you, son.
Yes, you
Don't
did.
beat me up again, please.
I'm not.
Whatever, dude.
I can't keep.
Just remember, a swift throw punch and you can watch him die.
No, just remember. See, you said that and everything, and all I could think about, all I could think about is the day you met Larry.
I took Larry down.
The day you met
I,
my older brother Larry, not my younger brother Larry. And it took Todd, myself, a Toyota 4x4, a fucking almost 100-pound freaking
tire.
toolbox, extra tire to knock out my younger brother Larry.
We went four-wheeling down Tyson Wash, and we hit a river delta. I'm not familiar if you're well, okay, a jump formed out of a river delta. We hit it about 25 miles an hour, and if you're familiar with the river delta, they're about like that, right? So all the sand kind of flows down into a thing. Well, we hit it about 25 miles an hour, and we did a Dukes a Hazard type doohickey jump where there was no music, but we jumped like the General Lee. And little Larry was in the back.
Walk away.
And because he jumped in the back of the truck,
I want to ride back.
because we didn't ask him to jump in the back of the truck. We were gonna go check.
You again.
I'm gonna bleep this part out, so it's gonna they don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we're gonna go check some other stuff. We're gonna check our tomato plants. That's what it was. We were checking our tomato plants, and he jumped in the back of the truck because we wanted to know where our tomato plants were because we had really good tomatoes. So he jumped in the back of the truck, and we didn't want him to be in the back of the truck, so we went off down the wash, and we hit that river delta about 25 miles an hour in a perfectly timed release of acceleration just as we hit the crescendo of the jump, and we flew perfectly parallel to the ground, landed on all four tires perfectly at the same time. It was it couldn't have been filmed any better than if we were actually in the Dukes of Hazzard. It was perfect. But little Larry, now he was a lump in the back of the truck after the tire that went up and smacked him on the head and then knocked him backwards, and he landed on, I don't know what it wasn't pretty. So needless to say, Larry went back home, and he kind of hung out after he got some ice on his head, and we went and checked our tomato plants. And then we came back, and that was an episode in which we can mark down into our page of history.
Lifetimes ago.
Yes.
See, we should have got that on film.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I told you I could get you out forward.
That would have been great.
Look at her show the shaking her head and everything.
What's that?
Show the shaking her head and everything. She don't want to say anything. She don't want to get on film again. Get on camera, so we're gonna have to put the camera on her.
Okay. Oh, she's up. Almost. We don't want to cause any negative intrusion on our...
Oh, I forgot. And Linda, I found these for you.
You gotta get pants on if you want.
Yeah, young.
Get your pants on.
And Linda.
Yes.
The camera's not on you.
I hope not.
Well,
It's not on you.
they can hear you
They can hear you, but they can't see you. So you're safe.
unless you knock the camera over.
Aunt Linda doesn't want to be seen because, well, she's not wanting to be.
Like
And it looks like our battery is getting low, so we may only